Fighting Evolution Wrestling here at their training facility. They have a big show tonight. We're here in Miami Gardens, South Florida. Look at this. We got one of the newest WWE Hall of Famers. Going to be inducted. Big WrestleMania weekend coming up in Orlando. Teddy Long. Good to see you, Teddy.
Hey, what's going on, player? How you doing?
All right, good, thank you, sir. I got to ask you first, how did you get started in this business and all? Because I remember referee, but actually, there's something more to it than before you became a referee.
Well, yeah, the refereeing was, the first job I had, but the real serious job I had was putting up the ring, taking the ring down. That was the first job I had. Then I moved from there to being a referee, and then from being a referee to I went into managing. So God's been good.
Managing, you wore so many hats. Then you were a TV personality as far as general manager, all these different hats you've worn. What's been the most fun about all the things you've been able to do so far?
Well, everything that I've been able to do was fun. I got nothing that stands out. I mean, being general manager of SmackDown for a long period of time, that was a lot of fun and certainly a blessing, and I was really happy with that. But everything that I've done, I had a great time, and I had a lot of fun with all of it. So everything I did was great.
Teddy, where did you grow up? And did you have an athletic background growing up?
Well, I grew up in Birmingham, Alabama. No, I didn't have an athletic background. I grew up in Birmingham. I went to Parker High School, and after I got out of high school, kind of got on the wrong track, started hanging with the wrong crowd, so I did some jail time. I went to drugs, alcohol, so God has blessed me. I've come from all that, and now look at me now, I'm a whole, another person. So, but that's been so many, many years ago, but still, it's part of my life, and I'm not ashamed of it, because, look, I've overcome, and a lot of people don't overcome, but I had the opportunity to do that.
Teddy, then, what was the turning point for you when all this was going down? And did professional wrestling help you along that way?
Well, I didn't have anything to do with professional wrestling around that time. Once I was involved in the drugs and alcohol, what really turned me away from that, I was just kind of tired. There's an old saying said, sometimes you get tired of being tired. So that kind of, settled in on me in my life. And so right after I left the drugs and alcohol alone, I went to work for James Brown. So I worked with him for a long time, and I was a disc jockey on a radio station. I did a lot of that in Birmingham, Alabama, and I was working in Jackson, Mississippi at WOKJ. So that's how I got into professional wrestling, for being able to talk. I was a disc jockey, and a good friend of mine, Kevin Sullivan, Hot Stuff Eddie Gilbert, those two guys discovered me, found out I could talk, and they are really responsible for me getting into professional wrestling. Well, not responsible for me getting into wrestling, but responsible for me getting into managing.
For you, what was it like in your journey and you're becoming a referee? And just what were your thoughts about learning that trade and just also the challenges there, because the referee has so much to do in a match. It's amazing what you all are able to do and just flow with everything that's going on.
Well, I mean, that was my job, and I understood this. That was what I had to do, so I was happy to get a lot of pointers from referees like Tommy Young that I worked with back in the day, Scrappy McGowan. A lot of people don't know some of these guys' names that I'm calling, but Tommy Young was a big influence in my career. And basically, man, back in the day, people weren't telling you nothing. I had to learn everything on my own, so I was able to get out there and learn and be successful.
How did you get your big break with WWE?
Well, I got my big break with WWE. I went to work there in 1998. Jim Ross was there. He was in charge of talent relations. So Jim and I had been, known each other for a long time. Jim was also in WCW, and he was part of the, one of the reasons that I got my big breaks as far as managing. Jim Ross, Kevin Sullivan, Eddie Gilbert. So Jim called me. I was at home, and he called me and asked me would I like to come to work with WWE. He says, well, you're going to have to start from the bottom. And I said, well, what does that mean? He says, well, you're going to have to go back to refereeing, and once Vince maybe finds out what you can do, he'll probably move you up. I said, hey, I got no problem with that. Refereeing brought me to the dance, and plus they pay pretty good in the WWE, so all I worry about is my check. So that's how I broke in the WWE.
You've managed so many great talents. One I want to bring up is the Team Doom.
Yeah.
Which is Ron Simmons and Hacksaw Butchery.
Yes.
What was it like, especially both their careers have been tremendous. Ron winning the world title in WCW and all. What was it like managing those two and that collaboration?
Well, managing those guys were real exciting. I had a great time with them. I really learned a lot from them because Butch Reed, had certainly been in the wrestling business long before me. Also, Ron Simmons had, been involved in wrestling too. So to be able to work with those two guys and get a lot of knowledge and stuff from both of them was really great. So I had a great time with them, man. I really missed that because back then we had so much fun. We worked with guys like the Steiners, the Road Warriors, the Rock and Roll Express, Midnight Express, and we just had a great time, man. That it was really fun back then.
Teddy, do you know how they came up with the name Doom?
I remember that when they first had the mask on, I think Chris Benoit and Kevin Sullivan's wife, Nancy, God rest her soul, she was managing them, and they were called the Ebony Express. And then when I took them and they took the mask off, and then we started calling them Doom, and I don't know who gave them that name, but I'm pretty sure it was somewhere with maybe Kevin or somewhere in the booking department, but I don't know who gave them that name. I got to ask Ron about that.
Now, Teddy, big thing coming up. WrestleMania weekend in Orlando, Florida, WrestleMania 33, the whole process. Part of that's WWE Hall of Fame. What was it like for you to get the call? Who gave you the call, and what did your just reactions when you found out about all this?
Well, the WWE officers called me and told me that, well, first they just wanted to talk to me for a minute and just checking on me, see how I'm doing and everything. And I'm like, fine, no problem. I appreciate you guys giving me the call. And then all of a sudden they told me that I was going to go into the Hall of Fame. So that was certainly a big moment for me. I was real excited about that because, like I said, that was something I thought probably would never happen. But, we don't know what God's got in store for us. So, like I said, I'd like to, thank Vince McMahon, for giving me the opportunity to be a part of his company for so many years. And then now he's giving me this opportunity to be inducted in the 2017 WWE Hall of Fame. And player, it don't get no better than that. Just like I'm all the way up. Nothing can stop me.
All right, Teddy, couple things there. Do you recall the first person you told that you made the WWE Hall of Fame?
I told my wife.
Good choice.
Right.
And Teddy, have you thought about what you might be saying for this yet?
No, I haven't thought about it at all. That's one thing about me. I just let it come as it go. And that's real. And that's the way I like to be. I like to be real. So I don't know what I'm going to say, but it's going to be good, player.
Teddy, Fighting Evolution Wrestling, you've been a part of them for a while now. They have their own training center as well, so they're training talent, not only wrestling, but in all aspects. Behind the scenes, refereeing, production. I mean, there's so much going on here. It's amazing down here in Miami Gardens. What's it been like to you to be a part of this whole scene, Fighting Evolution Wrestling?
Well, JB Cool is the owner and operator of Fighting Evolution Wrestling, and I've known JB for a long time, man. He's always been a straight-up guy, man. I mean, the guy's just super. And, he does a lot for a lot of the independent wrestling guys, I mean, he gives these guys some place to work. And then, I don't know, but I hear the pay ain't bad. He really takes care of his wrestlers, okay? So that's another thing.
Hey, on the indies, that's pretty good, too,
yeah,
especially.
That's what I say. On the indies, that's pretty good. So, and JB, he works real hard. He runs a great company. He's got a lot of big things going on the week of WrestleMania. He's got a lot of shows in Orlando, Florida that's going to be happening. And I do know that FPW is giving away some big packages, which means that for future events, you can buy packages, some of them you can go and buy your tickets in, but there's like a $5 minimum. Well, not $5, but like 5 ticket minimum or something. But anyway.
Because he's got so many shows going on throughout the rest of the year,
right,
that you can get a discounted price if you want to buy some shows, several shows and all.
And that's the best way to do it, go ahead and get your tickets in advance like that, you know what I mean? You already got them, so you don't have to worry about that. But there's going to be a lot of information on that that's going to be on the FPW Facebook page. They'll be sharing that with me, so you can go to teddylong.com, go to my Facebook page, or either @TeddyPlayerLong, my Twitter. So I'll have all that information down for everybody too. And I'm just happy to be a part of FPW. I've been with these guys a long time, and I'm gonna hang with them because I believe in them. I believe what they're doing, and I believe that they're gonna make it to the top. And I hope I'm able to see them do that.
How can you beat that, especially when you have a guy like soon-to-be WWE Hall of Famer Teddy Long as part of it? Thank you, Teddy.
Hey, thank you, player.